basic life coverage, you'll notice that 50,000 is already checked for you. I will note, I don't think I said this yet, 50,000 is super generous. It really is. Most employers are doing 15,000 or 25,000, so half, less than half. And I know this because we're brokers. I mean, we know what, we have thousands of employees we insure. So, but it was very clear when we were going through this bidding process and when we were picking all the benefits that Las Vegas Pizza and Emerald City Pizza want to keep a very high benefit for their employees right now because they want to keep you happy and do above the norm. So I believe this is going way above the norm, and it's a really good policy to get paid for by the company. Okay, so if you die, your beneficiary is going to get a $50,000 life insurance. So it's a good policy. And then I also will mention that the $50,000 that's paid for you, if you don't take any other benefits, you should take this $50,000 because it's free. All right, and also the short-term disability and the long-term disability are free too. So, and that's also a huge gift too, because a lot of employers are actually taking that away because of the economy and things like that. They're taking it away and they're pushing it off to employees, saying, I can't afford it anymore, here's the employees, you pay for it. So, it's a good gift, but this right here, 50,000, is an additional to anything else you'd elect. When I start talking about voluntary life insurance, please keep this 50,000 separate, because it's just separate, it's paid for by the company, it's almost like it doesn't even exist, and then what you elect is on your own. So if you elect 100,000, it's in addition to this 50,000, okay? Life insurance beneficiary. This is where we're gonna elect beneficiaries on the next page. You have a primary beneficiary number 1 and primary beneficiary number 2. Most people will just do one primary beneficiary, but if you want to split it up amongst 2, you can do that. For most people, or if you're married, you're going to do first name, middle initial, last name of the person. Who do you want the money to go to if you die? Who do you want 50,000 to go to? Your wife, probably, or whoever. So I will put my name here, spouse, and then I'm going to give her 100%. But if you want to break it up, you can do your, your uncle and then your aunt or whatever. You can do whatever you want. Then you can do a 50%, or if you want to add another line, you can do a different percentage. Before you start writing, I would not give this to anybody under the age of 18. I wouldn't do it. I mean, you can legally. I mean, they won't pay it. They won't pay that person, but you can put underage minor on this form, but they won't pay. They'll wait until they become 18, and then when they become 18, it's very cumbersome to get that out of the system because it's held up with the courts, and there's some hearings you got to go to and things like that. So I would be very careful because you're not around anymore to guide it. I would just pick somebody over 18 responsible enough to handle your life insurance policy. If you have a will, which everybody should have, which by the way, you get a free will with the EAP program, and we need to start saying that in these meetings. With the EAP program we'll talk about, you can actually put per my will. If life insurance policies are named in your will, you put per my will. Or you name the people in this that are named in the will. Your trustees of your will, or to your estate. Your contingent beneficiary, okay? Contingent on your primary beneficiary not being around anymore. You want to give the money where? So your primary beneficiary isn't with us either anymore. So who do you want the money to go to if your primary is not around? And then the percentage as well. If you die, the insurance company is going to call us and say, who's the beneficiary? And we're going to read out this form. We're going to say, it's the spouse. Here's her name. They're going to say, okay, send me the form. We send them the form. They verify it with Eric that it's done. They verify employment. They verify the policy, and then they pay. Claim form. So the beneficiary is going to have to go to the claim form and things like that. That's another reason why you want it over 18. It's not, just take some claim forms and things to get it. And we will help with that. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but we will help if it happens. Okay, next. Now you can choose some voluntary life insurance. Like I said, $50,000 is just given to you. It's separate than all this, okay? You can elect more. You can elect, we're going to talk about it more, but just you can elect one of these coverages. I'll just say that for now. You can elect one of these coverages. Pay attention to the bold numbers though, especially this 150,000. That's a guaranteed issue amount. We have guaranteed issue amounts here that you're going to want to pay attention to. That means you don't have to answer any medical questions on it. We get the group rate and we say, okay, no medical questions for certain amounts. You can get up to 500,000, you'll see, but you have to answer some medical questions. And it's not tough to get in, but if you have them, they can decline. They cannot decline for the 150,000 or below. For spouse, you can elect for your life insurance for your spouse. You have to be married, and you can elect one of these amounts. Again, the bold 50,000 is the guaranteed issue amount for spouse, so no medical questions asked. Otherwise, you'll have to answer medical questions. For children, 10,000. The only issue here, the 10,000 is the guaranteed issue, but the amount may not be more than 10% of the employee amount. So you have to at least elect 100,000 in order to get the 10. And we need to correct that in our blue sheet of paper. If you want more than what those bold amounts were, you're going to answer these questions, and then there's another supplemental form. It's called an evidence of insurability form that's going to come with it. It's not cumbersome, it's just they will decline if you have health conditions. I'll go into, when I get into life insurance, it's really important that you elect life insurance this time, because you won't get another chance to have the guaranteed issue amount. I'll say that again, but you won't get another chance to get that bold amount. You get one chance when you first enroll, and then all new hires get one chance. Short-term disability on the next page. All checked for you. I tried to get them to waive this coverage. Nobody should waive this coverage. It's free. It's paid for by the company, which I said before is very generous to pay 100% for it, and I'll go over what the policies are in a moment. Next after that is dental coverage. You can choose whatever dental coverage, employee alone, employee spouse, employee child or children, or entire family. You can choose that now. You can waive right now. Or again, please note you got to come back to this app after you know what it costs. And then on the next page, we have the vision. Again, new benefit. Shows what it costs there. Again, every cost that we're going to talk about, is all per paycheck. We will never talk about a monthly cost in this meeting. It's all per paycheck costs. So these are all per paycheck too. This is what the vision is. You elect employee alone, employee spouse, employee child or family, or waive. And then finally, this was the tough app, employee signature. Sign it, today's date, again, 7/28. We are done. That is the most cumbersome thing that we're going to do today. And I apologize, but it should only happen once in a while. So take these, put them aside because I'm going to collect them. And just so you know, there is 2 more applications, but I'm not going to make you fill them out right now. The reason why, I have a Transamerica group accident plan, and I have a Transamerica Cancer Select employee application. So, but I'm not going to make you fill these out because maybe only 50% of people here will want this, okay? Depending on your situation, all right? But I won't do it. But keep them aside just in case we need to fill them out. All right, let's go ahead and as promised, I'm going to start going over the benefits. Blue sheet of paper, enrollment worksheet. Pretty much for the duration of the meeting, we're going back and forth. Okay, on the blue sheet of paper, Las Vegas piece and Emerald City piece, your fringe benefits at a glance. All your benefits on one sheet of paper, front and back. Okay, going over the front side, we'll start with the health plan. Health plan still with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Note that the plan year is September 1, 2010 to August 31st of 2011. Okay, we talked about open enrollment. We talked about what open enrollment is. That's the plan year. Health plan, Blue Cross Blue Shield, office visits A, B, hospital inpatient, outpatient services, and C, prescription drugs. Again, this is a snapshot. If you want more about what the plan is, there is plenty of information in your packet. You don't have to get it out now, but it kind of just all, I mean, there's a big old book about what the benefits are for Blue Cross that you can go through. Start with office visits. Actually, before we get to office visits, I want to go to this website down at the bottom. That's your website for all providers. Your providers have not changed. Doctors, hospitals, nothing has changed. It's still the Blue Card. They call it the Blue Card Network. All right? All Blue Cross and Blue Shield subscribe to the Blue Card Network, which, if you're with the Blues, they're always the same. Okay? The way you're going to access the providers is different, however. Okay? You're going to go to www.anthem.com, which is better because now actually it's in your own backyard. Anthem is your Las Vegas Blue Cross and Blue Shield company. It's a local company, okay? So you're with a local company, which is a little more, it's a little nicer. Then for Nevada, you would click NV. There'll be a spot to click for NV, and then PPO, and then you can have access to all your providers. For now, I would recommend signing in as a guest, because you don't have an ID number yet. So when you sign in as a guest, you have full access to search for providers and find where the doctors are in hospitals and things like that. All right, and I'll go over, very important to find urgent care centers in a moment. Office visits, primary or specialist. Primary is 25, specialist is 50. Labs and x-rays, 25 or 50. Line number 3, annual preventative checkups, 25 or 50. You can get an annual preventative checkup at a specialist if you want. Mammogram, prostate checks, things like that. Things that you should be getting. All right, let me spend just a couple minutes on physicals here. And the best way to do it is just to give you an example. Maybe scary a little bit, because we want everybody to get their physical. It's super important. I'm in this business. I get calls from everybody. I know what makes people unhealthy and what makes people not healthy. If you don't get a physical, you're risking your life. Bottom line, you could die because you don't get a physical. And that's the truth. If you go in and get a physical, let's say you get a physical and they just see some irregularity with your blood, and they say, you know what, you got a small amount of cancer. They might knock that out with a little bit of radiation, nothing invasive, and say, you're done. You're done, you cured the illness, you beat it. Easy. All right? Let's say you wait for a symptom to occur of that same cancer. It's the same illness, same person, but they waited. And they didn't get their physical, okay? Then the cancer grew, okay? And what happened is that it got to a level in your body where not only are you risking your life of dying, but also your treatments are going to be much more severe. We're talking full chemo treatment, hospitalizations, surgeries, much more pain, and possible death. So physicals are very important. And I would say once a year, they're that important, once a year. The way I do it, you can do it however you want. I mean, some people even put it in their Outlook calendar to call and get a physical once a year. But I just do it on my birthday month. I just know on my birthday month,